How we doing? How we doing? I think we're looking at the 24th of January, 2026. We got not the best hair day, by the way, but it happens, you know. It's a Sunday, it's a snowstorm. It's really coming down out there. They're expecting 12 inches possibly. And I thought this would be a good day, you know. I'm around the house doing nothing but eating. And nobody should be on the road. So we get some other kind of stuff done. I want to say that I started by looking to go onto Wikipedia and creating a page for a man who was a very dear friend of mine by the name of Steven Bissu. There we go. Is that better? How about this guy? Okay. Steven Bissu was a really dear friend of mine, somebody I would hear from 20 times over the course of a day. And this went on for many years. When I first met Bissu, I met him at the home of Alan and Michelle Levy. Several times I would be invited for meals, holidays. Sandy Levy, Joe Levy, God bless them. And Stephen, let me get the connection here. Sonny Levy was married to Valerie Bissu. Sonny Levy, therefore, was Stephen's brother-in-law because Valerie was Stephen's sister. And Sonny Levy was Alan Levy's cousin. So when there would be an event there, which there were really very joyous, memorable events, 24 people, 30 people around the table in an apartment on the second floor, East 2nd Street off of Kings Highway in those days, you're talking about perhaps the late 80s, early 90s. Early 90s for sure. Stephen would be in attendance, I would be in attendance, and we always, we bonded a little bit, two single guys at the event at the time. And just like, not because we had so much in common, not because we had so much background, he just seemed like such a nice guy. I was a nice guy, and we immediately latched onto each other and had a good time. And that evolved over the years where we did develop a friendship because the friendship had that foundation to build upon. Bissu has been gone a number of years. I'm going to guess 6, 8, 7, I'm not sure. I don't have records. In fact, in this time, in the age we're living in, there's almost no digital footprint for Steven Bissu, which is why I tried to go on Wikipedia today and have some words, create a page for the man. But without my CTO over here, there was no way I was going to even understand the instructions, the requirements, and what I would have to do. I want to mention that Stephen, again, we said had a sister, Valerie Bissu, God bless her, married to Sonny. Sonny? I think so. You start to get old, you can't remember the names. Then you had, his mom was Harriet Bissu. Her sister was Esther Sulkov. There was a son, Esther's son was Robert Sulkov, who I knew, met through Stephen. And the uncle, the brother of those two women, Harriet and Esther, was Davy Mizrahi. If there were any other siblings, I wasn't aware of them, even though Steve and I were very close for a long time. At one point, Davy Mizrahi was very associated with the synagogue Deal Shul. He was the president. And the brother of Rabbi Dweck, Joey Dweck, married Jack Ajmi's daughter. This is like total brain freeze that I can't think of her name. I'm so embarrassed. I like her so much too. And they got married. So now all of a sudden, the rabbi and the Ajmi family were very closely associated, consuegros. Davy and the rabbi were very close because Davy was the president of the Deal Shul, the rabbi was the rabbi of the Deal Shul. And somehow Davy made the shidduch between Steven Bissu and Adele Levy, which was the daughter of Joy Mahana, Jack Ajmi's daughter. So this was Jack Ajmi's granddaughter. They set up a home eventually on Bay Parkway, which was gifted to them by Jack Ajmi, the grandfather, to the best of my knowledge. Beautiful corner home. And they went ahead and had 4 children: Joey, David, Elliot, and Harriet. God bless them all. And then, of course, we mentioned the wife Adele. We mentioned the aunts and the mother. And what else am I going to say here? The rest of it I have to wing. I have no notes. Gotta wing it. So let's pick the phone up a little bit here. Steve was an extremely interesting character. The word inimitable absolutely fits this man and the life he lived. He would pick up the phone, he would call you, and he always had something interesting, exciting. He'd start phone calls, scandal. That's how he would start a phone call with you, and then he'll start to give you the information. I remember right here, these windows, okay? We'll skip that story. Okay. Bissu enjoyed doing chesed. He had an enormous amount of empathy for others. He helped people. He helped organizations. He embraced rabbis. He assisted them in their causes. He was a charitable man to the extent that he could be charitable. He worked for a very extended period of time in Ajmi Apparel. That was the family business that was associated with his mother-in-law, and that was his wife's mother. So I want to say that and he had very good friends, nice group of boys that were together with him for his whole life. But funnily, if that's a word, I was a friend of his, but I wasn't part of his opening crew. He was younger than me. And I wasn't friends with his friends. I never really got that much of an opportunity to meet most of them. There were some videos that I put Steven on. We did the Make-A-Wish Foundation Polar Bear Club. He swam in the water in Long Island. He picked me up that morning. We drove out there. I filmed it. There was another gentleman, Jack Yadid, part of it. Chris Caduto was another guy who was part of the crew that we were with that day. It was one of the great Charlie in the Morning episodes, if you ever come across it. And what more could be said about this man? He deserves to be remembered. He deserves to be talked about. He deserves for his memory to be cherished. Of course, his children, I wish them all the happiness and success in the world and their endeavors as they go forward in life. And Steven, I got to tell you, is missed every day. He's missed every single day. Every day there's something to say that you would want to pick up the phone and call Bissu, which, by the way, he was in that category of having one name. Cher, Madonna. There weren't Prince, Bissu. I don't know if half the people knew his name was Steven. Maybe they thought his first name was Bissu. But this man was a classic. I'm going to cut this off at 10 minutes. We got 40 seconds to go. It's hard. It's hard to muster up the memories on short notice with the camera going by myself, holding it myself this way. All I could tell you, he was lovable, he was funny, he was serious, he was intelligent, he was on top of things. And I don't think I'm alone in wishing that this man was still with us. He left us very young, and he had a long way to go. It was It was a sad time for the community that we lost him that way.